I want to thank the Institute for the Study of Knowledge Management in Education for once again hosting this important event on education and innovation. Over the past year, we've made a lot of progress in encouraging new thinking about our schools and our institutions of higher education and their future. But the stakes are only getting higher, and we need to be mindful of finding new ways to ensure that these new ideas can actually take root and grow. That's been a goal of President Obama, of our Education Secretary Arne Duncan, and of the Department of Education. And I want to talk to you about how you can help us. As you all know, we need ideas that can help reform an education system that needs transformational change at all levels. I'm especially excited when leaders like you take on this task. You represent a wide range of people who all have a stake in our nation's education system, but rarely have the opportunity to discuss their ideas and insights with each other. Whether you are a teacher, a professor, a researcher, a student, an entrepreneur, a policymaker, a corporate leader, a foundation executive, or a technology pioneer. When experts and creative thinkers put their minds together for 3 days to explore ways in which our education system, from preschool through college and beyond, can increase student learning and success in the 21st century, some exciting ideas are bound to rise to the surface. How you take action is your challenge when you leave here on Wednesday. There is no doubt that our education system needs innovation to help prepare our students for meaningful 21st century careers and for the democratic society that demands civic participation. Not even the most optimistic among us would say that we've come close to reaching that goal. The hard truth is that a quarter of our students do not even graduate from high school. 1.2 million students drop out each year, and there are no good options for them. That is morally unacceptable and economically unsustainable. And that's what drives the President's goal of ensuring that America will once again have the highest proportion of college graduates in the world by the end of the decade, as it did just one generation ago. There's another goal that the President and Secretary share, the goal of bringing promising solutions to scale. And while our administration has an ambitious vision, we do not begin to have all the answers, nor do we pretend to. That's why we've sought to fundamentally shift the role of the Education Department to supporting innovation in states, districts, and local communities across the nation. We're doing that in many ways, like the high-visibility $4.35 billion Race to the Top program and the $650 million Investing in Innovation Fund, which we call I3. Simply put, we want to reward what works, and looking back at the past 2 years, we can say that we've made progress in encouraging new ways of locating and scaling what works. The Race to the Top program challenged states to craft concrete, comprehensive plans to reform their education systems. 32 states changed specific laws that pose barriers to innovation. 12 states and the District of Columbia are implementing new education agendas for success. The I3 program offered $650 million to help districts, nonprofits, and higher education institutions scale up promising practices. Our aim is not just to fund grantees each year, but to build a new culture of expanding successful reforms created from across the nation. In similar fashion, one of our goals for reforming the Elementary and Secondary Education Act is to create more space and greater flexibility in how schools and districts can innovate to improve. And we're also using the power of social networking to bring important voices into the conversation. For example, our Challenge to Innovate initiative invites public school educators, classroom teachers, to use social media tools to share solutions to their most pressing classroom problems, the ones that keep them up all night. We've been working hard at making significant changes in post-secondary education as well, to help the nation meet the President's 2020 goal to reclaim our place as first in the world in college graduates. We have revamped the student loan industry and introduced new ways for students to repay their loans through public service loan forgiveness. We are increasing scholarship aid and fueling growth in community colleges and other options to maintain college affordability. The great thing about these programs has been the way that they have brought so many of the different players in our education system out of their isolated silos. For example, Race to the Top applications required extensive collaboration among governors, state education chiefs, state school and lawmakers, unions, and others. I3 opened the doors to a wide range of stakeholders with innovative ideas. We cannot stop there. We need to continue to find new ways to use our brainpower and technology to encourage students to engage with rich content at their own pace and to use simulations and learning games. Technology can help young people love learning by learning what they love, whether in school or out of school. And we need to unleash the power of educators to help bring about changes in their schools and classrooms. That's important because in the end, transforming education has to be about creating greater capacity at all levels of the system to innovate and implement reforms for student success. Doing that will require breaking down the silos that have hindered change for generations. That's a goal that I know is shared by the organizers and participants in this event. That's why so many of you are from different backgrounds and hold widely divergent opinions about the best ways to improve education. And I look forward to hearing what emerges from your conversations over the next 3 days. But we also need to do more than talk. We need to find a way to extend these conversations beyond this conference and develop promising ideas into concrete proposals that can be tested, funded, and if successful, brought to scale. We need new business models, implementation plans, and policy frameworks to help take what works and share it with schools across the country. We need to tap the power of social media to begin a dialogue between you and other innovators and a wide range of policymakers, practitioners, and change agents. Only when we start these kinds of conversations can we connect the people who are coming up with the new ideas with those who can make change happen. But most of all, we need all of you to help keep these ideas on track and help them take root beyond the untried and the theoretical. Our nation deserves no less, and the future of our country is at stake. I'm absolutely convinced that the U.S. educational system has an unprecedented opportunity to get dramatically better, and that nothing is more important to American prosperity than boosting the skills and attainment of the nation's students. We feel an economic and social imperative to change the status quo. This is the civil rights agenda of our generation, as our secretary has said. Simply put, we want to find and share what works. This forum is a great place to identify promising ideas, and we hope that you will have an engaging, productive, and stimulating meeting, and will be anxious to learn more about the ideas, strategies, and incentives that emerge from your efforts. Over the next few days and in the years to come, we look forward to all of the results. Good luck. Enjoy your time together. We can't wait to hear what's next. Thank you.